People are receiving their Geek LPS. Can you show us how they can use it with their Geek out while they wait for their Geek Pulse to be delivered?
Yeah, a few of you won't have to wait very long. Pulse is coming soon. It's starting shipping today. But let me show you how to use LPS, maybe with Geek Pulse, and then I'll show you how, for those of you who won't be getting your Geek Pulses yet, how you might be able to use it with Geek Out. So this is the unit right here. This is Geek LPS. It's not LPS4. This is LPS, and then this is Geek Pulse X FI. So this is the femto clock, internal amp upgrades, and everything. It's really easy to use. Maybe what I should do is just simplify it just a little bit. So when you get LPS, it's just going to look like this. And on the back, there are really only a few different things that you can do with it, but you want to make sure that you're using the right voltage. I know some of you ordered some where you want 240 in a place that's traditionally 120, or you wanted 120 in a place that's traditionally 240. So be very careful with that. We don't want to melt any transformers. And then we've just got USB input and output, and then we've got the little 1.2 amp output that is built to go to Geek Pulse, or really any DC audio gear that accepts a 1.2 amp DC input. So when you get your Geek Pulse, this is what it'll look like. This is actually one that I just pulled off of Larry's bench, so this is an early prototype. It's not finished with the silk screening and everything. But first thing that you're going to want to do is make sure that everything's turned off, and then grab your umbilical cable. That's this guy right here, and we've made it so that it's kind of stupid proof, kind of Gavin proof on this. You can only connect it one way. So this little Molex connector just clicks on in to the back of Geek LPS, and then this guy goes right into the DC input on Geek Pulse. From there, you've got power, and you can boot it all up, and you're set to go. Really easy to use. As far as the USB, using the USB ports on Geek LPS, it's again really simple. You can only connect it one way. The input from your source goes right here. You can see I'm just connected up to my MacBook Pro, and then the output just goes like so into the back of Geek Pulse, and really you're set to go at that point. If we come over to my computer real quick, and I open up, I'm using Geek Perfect. Open up Geek Perfect, head on over into my preferences, and make sure that the output is the Pulse XFI, and I can start playing. I don't have anything connected to the output yet, but there we go. DSD64 file, it's set to go. Now, like we said in the beginning, it was your question, Casey. Many of you will be getting your LPS before you get your Geek Pulse, so I'll show you how I've been using it without Geek Pulse. I'm just gonna remove Geek Pulse from the chain here. What I do is I get my Geek out and plug in Geek Out right there. It'll power up, at which point you can connect up your headphones or your powered speakers, or go into your stereo, your preamp, whatever. And again, I'm gonna just restart my Geek Perfect because I just threw it a curveball. go back into my preferences and make sure that I select my Geek Out signature, and start playing, and you can see there's a DSD file playing through the Hi-Fi Man HE400i headphones that we have. So anyway, I know a lot of you have Geek Outs, and you don't have Geek Pulse coming quite yet, probably because of the order in which you ordered it, or you've decided to hold back your Geek Pulse for a Geek Soul. You can use it with your Geek Out, and it sounds good. Now let me, from what I have listened to with the LPS and Geek Out, what I found is a greater spatiality between instruments in the soundstage. I attribute that to a lower noise floor. USB power is very, very dirty, and with that noise tends to kind of shrink the soundstage and compress the image. It really widens it out using the LPS with your Geek Out and with your Geek Pulse. So that's how you do it. I hope you enjoy it.